What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Snowfall Season 5 breakdown. In this video, I will be covering episode 5 and 6 together since it was the Iliad part 1 and part 2. You guys have shown this channel tremendous love and support over the last several weeks, and I appreciate that. The Season 3 breakdown is out now if you have not caught that. But here are some of you guys' comments from the previous Season 5 breakdown. Rico F20 said, "A thing about Peaches, we forget he is a Vietnam War veteran. A lot of soldiers did come back sick from the war with foreign diseases. It can also be that." Something Easy said, "Sissy might embrace some of that demon side this season. I was sensing some tension between her and Vernique." Motor Mania said, "Crazy how Leon started off as a dude sniffing coke, and now he's a revolutionary." Laugh out loud. That's a fact. KD said, "I think Teddy was kind of playing Franklin when he said that. Teddy isn't an idiot, and the comment about black versus white neighborhoods was kind of offbeat even for him. I think he is testing Franklin." That's a valid theory right there. C Perk says, "Shout out to my frat brothers on the cover of the Throwback Jet magazine. Guyon Bluford and Ronald McNair. First black men in space." That's super dope, bro. Wally Henry says, "Sissy about to F up the whole program." Yeah, I feel you. It did feel like that. Glass City Matt says, "Does anyone else feel like Franklin's girlfriend could be CIA?" Yeah, it's a lot of comments saying that she might be CIA. One of the more extensive comments and theories that I received in the last couple weeks was from Carlton Duncans, and we're going to discuss Carlton's theory later on in the video, but I definitely wanted to give him a shout out because his comment and his theories were very eye-opening for me, but we'll talk about those later. It was a lot of comments that you guys left this week. I appreciate that support. If you did not see your comment mentioned, for sure look forward towards the end of the video. Thank you guys for all the comments. It definitely helps this channel grow, but it's also just fun to engage with the community. Oh, and another thing that helps this channel grow is be sure to hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and bell notification if you're new to this channel. I will continue to do Snowfall breakdowns for the remainder of the season. Now, let's get right into the breakdown. The Iliad is an ancient Greek poem written by Homer, and it's about the Trojan War fought between the city of Troy and the Greeks. This is significant because Franklin and his crew is under attack in these two episodes, and the adversary is the brother of Kevin, Kane. The other significance behind the name of these episodes could hold the key to some of the theories that were put out there by the fans. The Trojan horse ploy was during this war, and it has always been used as a metaphor for any type of trick that allows the target to let an enemy in close behind the walls for a sneak attack, which was clearly happening to Franklin here. But who is the Trojan horse of Snowfall? We'll get to some of those answers later, but some of the potential culprits are Peaches, Vernique, Black Diamond, and Dallas, and Sissy. Some of these people are far more likely than others, like Peaches and Vernique leading the pack at this point. Now, episode 5 starts with Vernique telling Franklin that they have the downtown property, and it's time for them to start moving the funds over. But not just his funds, but Jerome and Louis as well. This has me thinking this entire downtown property thing is a scam as well. As we later learn more about Vernique's backstory, we can see these conversations a little bit different now. Like, is she trying to drain all of their money and resources so they can never recover and build this type of dynasty ever again? But if she was involved in the setup of the shootings, why not wait until she had the money? Or is this supposed to cause some sense of urgency on Franklin's behalf? Very interesting, but let's keep going. Sissy is pressured by Ruben to bug Franklin's office, and Sissy makes things very clear for him.
"I want Teddy, but not at the risk of betraying my son."
Whoever followed Franklin did an excellent job because you can't see a van behind him at all on his way in. There has never been not one single issue at any of the drops between Franklin and Teddy. Not one time. So this was totally unexpected. As the van pulls up, you can see here in slow motion, Franklin is the first one to respond. He is the only one from the hood, so he is the first one to respond and react. He immediately knew the deal. During this exchange, Teddy takes out the driver, and then both him and Gustavos are hit. And he bails on Gustavos, leaving him hanging, and Franklin saves him, and they are able to get out of there.
Peaches, he wasn't here today. Like I told Teddy, he's sick.
Sick? Ah, qué cagado.
Peaches is supposedly sick, right? That seems so convenient, but it also seems so obvious with everyone pointing the finger right at him. We'll address why I don't think Peaches is involved in these coordinated hits, and if he is, he wasn't acting alone or under his own will. While at lunch, outside, Jerome, Louis, Sissy, and Vernique are targets of a drive-by, and Franklin hears it all on the other line. At the same time, Franklin and Oso are being pressed by some Mexican gangbangers. This day keeps going from bad to worse, like they cannot catch a break. This drive-by, along with the one coming next with Leon, are the most peculiar ones to me. They hit everybody in the restaurant inside, and they didn't even seem to be aiming for anybody outside. Was this to avert suspicion away from somebody by having everyone in quote-unquote perceived danger? Like, they wasn't even shooting at them, so were they even in danger at all? A lot of trailer shots came from these two episodes, and it turns out that Franklin and Oso are running from the Mexicans, not the cops like I predicted, and they hid away here for some hours safely. Teddy pulls into a nurse home who is relatively calm considering someone bleeding out in her kitchen. Then Leon and his crew are targeted, and same thing happens. Nobody in his crew is actually shot or even aimed at. Everyone does what they need to do here to get out of this situation. Veronique gets the guns and fake cries, and Louis calls her Connect to keep them all out of jail. Teddy gets taken care of by the nurse, who obviously wants some sexual healing. But she's a multitasker because she's able to take care of Teddy and herself. Franklin and Oso run into this house, and this line from Franklin is so funny to me.
You gonna stuff us? Oso, man, he gonna stuff you.
Whoever did this was close, knew everywhere we was at.
And that's the point I've been wanting to get to. Peaches would have known where the drop-off was, but he wouldn't have known about the lunch because he wasn't around that day. This lunch was Veronique's idea, so she would have known where to send the shooter, but would she have known where the drop-off was? Franklin made it clear in the last episode that he don't take her on drops. And how did anyone know where Leon's whereabouts were? Were they followed from the hood or something? This coordinated attack took more than just one person to plan it. Maybe there is a brain, Vernique, the insider, Peaches, and the muscle, Kane. But my biggest issue with accusing Peaches is he's smart enough to know that he couldn't just disappear. That would immediately make him suspect number one. So he couldn't have possibly done this under his own power. Maybe he is a hostage somewhere because all signs lead right to him. And then to close out the episode, last but not least, there's a tiger in the hood. Episode 6 starts with Franklin and Oso in their cage predicament with the tiger. Oso recognized that the two cages are only separated by this divider, which he ties down with his belt right here. It's not necessary to discuss how they got out and all of that, but I do want to point out, while I'm not mad at the tiger's appearance in the show, it most certainly was unnecessary. They immediately run into more bad luck and are captured by the Mexican gang they've been hiding from all day long. After taking torture for God knows how long, taking punch after punch, there is no better alternative because Franklin knows better than anyone. If they give them the money, there is no reason to keep them alive for fear of retaliation. You can't just take $3 million from somebody and let them go and think they're gonna be okay with it.
My mom was a con woman. She used to take me around the country, even the world, working jobs. Sometimes I get to participate.
This conversation is probably the most important information given in this show. Her mom was a con artist and taught her how to do it as well. To me, that's a clear sign of things to come.
I falsified documents in English and French.
Falsified documents in English and in French, which could be exactly what she's doing with this downtown property shenanigans. Like multiple times, Louis speaks on the complexity of the paperwork. Like here.
This all come with a translator.
Maybe this is the added reason to why Franklin and Louis' relationship is strained, because she doesn't trust Veronique, and she can't tell Franklin nothing bad about her. It's so odd to me that she would even bring this up. I guess complete transparency can pull the wool over someone's eyes even more.
But hey, here I am. Back at the beginning.
That's it, right there. There's our confession. Here I am, back at the beginning. In my opinion, this is her admitting she's right back in the game. Boy, this sucks, because I was rooting for her to be clean. But I think that ideal is out of the window now. Y'all were right. Bianca, you were right. Maybe Sissy caught on to her. I hope Sissy caught on to her schemes here and she's able to stop her from destroying this empire. Or maybe she's just feeling sorry for her. Who knows? Franklin takes the Mexicans back to the tiger. Franklin takes a risky chance here. It's a 1 in 3 odds that he didn't get attacked. I'ma say it's a fairly reasonable decision though, because even though it was a gamble, he was the only one aware of the tiger, so he had a slightly better chance of making it out. Truthfully, this was his only option. But my problem is, how did the tiger get out? They didn't leave the cage open. That's an oversight. Sissy tells Vernique this.
Whether it was the gangsters or the government to blame, it will happen again.
Which prompts her to have a reason to leave. Franklin, Leon, and Jerome go back to save Oso.
Still got your autograph also, huh?
This is a callback to episode 1 when Franklin was still a young kid who admired his wrestling heroes. The respect and love has always been there. This conversation is true. Oso had no clue that Teddy was spying on him. He told Oso to go out without him because he had other things to take care of. They go back to Franklin's stash house where only Peaches and him had been, which is more evidence that he is guilty. I still don't have the exact theory, but something is certainly fishy about this. V disappearing is suspicious for us, the audience, but it's understandable for Franklin because her life was in danger and he didn't protect her like he said he would. Ivy imparts some more wisdom on Franklin.
The time I met you, I said to myself, this young man can do anything he wants. That's the biggest curse a man can have.
This is just the precise way to describe Franklin. What Ivy is saying is Franklin has this desire, this passion to accomplish anything you want. And that could be a good thing or it could be bad. You can self-destruct trying to make the world bend to your whim. Jerome is absolutely furious about this Peaches situation, and rightfully so. It doesn't seem right to me. It actually feels like the finger is pointed way too hard at Peaches, while other suspects are roaming freely. Episode 5 and 6, like I said earlier, have almost all the scenes from the preseason trailer in it, and Jerome beats this guy up here out of pure anger. This nurse admits that she wants Teddy, and of course he's gonna bring her into the fold going forward. He trusts her, she saved his life, and he needs company. Franklin and Vernique see the baby on the ultrasound for the very first time, and it's a very touching moment for Franklin. Here's an Easter egg. Vernique's last name is Turner. I don't know if that's gonna matter in the future, but they never tell us what her last name is. Here it is. This part bothers me because if Kane is the man and he is Kevin's brother, how would the people that run the neighborhood not know about him getting out? These last 2 episodes probably have the most inconsistent storyline or like biggest plot holes in them. Still a great show, I'm still rocking with it, but it's just a lot of unanswered questions.
You know what, I taught y'all boys a lot of things. Thought I taught you to behave like men, but I guess that shit didn't keep.
Oh, it did. That's exactly why we're here, having this conversation, rather than wiping out you and everybody else you got left.
This is the most diplomatic, passive-aggressive, threatening, non-threatening conversation I've ever heard in my life. It's a really good conversation, though. Neither one of these 2 individuals back down. Neither one of them are scared of each other. It's a level of respect on both ends, but also a level of frustration and anger on both sides. Franklin really always felt bad about what happened, and I'm sure he just wants to make this right. But with the shooting, he is torn. And Kane doesn't mean any harm to any party that weren't involved. He just wants to set the record straight. You know, truthfully, Franklin seems to be far more concerned about Peaches and the betrayal there than he is about Kane. He understands what Kane is doing. He is dumbfounded by what Peaches has appeared to do. I really like the introduction of this character Kane. But let's talk about the theory that I mentioned earlier from Carlton Duncans. And it's a long comment, but I'm gonna just highlight certain points of it. He's saying that Vernique is working with Kane. He also believes that she is pregnant with Kane's child. And he also believes that Vernique is staying in the business so she can give Kane all Franklin's moves. Like I said, this theory is very long, but I think there's some valid points there. Like, it would be a great twist if this was Kane's baby. It would be crazy if Peaches stole the money out of necessity and it just kind of happened to coincide with all the other things that was going on. These things seem very plausible to me and actually a great perspective. At the very least, I know I'm looking forward to seeing how this whole thing unravels. Who is the ultimate mastermind behind this? Is it Kane? Is it V? Or is it Peaches? My guess on this is someone like V is pulling the strings and she found the right motivated pawns to play the game. And probably had someone take Peaches out in the process so he didn't stop things. Or because Franklin said Peaches was sick, maybe he could have called out and actually been sick somewhere, smoking, got smoked out, overdosed, or even died from HIV. Who knows where Peaches is at this point? I don't know. But I do appreciate all of y'all rocking with me during these seasons and being patient with me taking so long to put these videos out. I do plan on kind of having a faster schedule, a faster turnaround schedule. It's been a great thing for this channel. We're growing at an amazing rate. Again, if you guys are new to this channel, please be sure to hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and bell notification. And until next episode, which will be in a couple days, I'm out.
It's a culture breakdown.